Chapter 6: Writing Your Age-Proof Resume and Cover Letter. Sections. Section 6.1: The Ontario Resume, Choosing the Right Format for Your Story. Section 6.2: Highlighting Relevance While Downsizing Age Clues. Section 6.3: The 4-part Age-Positive Cover Letter That Opens Doors. Section 6.4: Before and After Makeovers, Real Resumes Transformed. You have built the digital toolkit. You have mapped your skills, decoded the Ontario market, and positioned your credentials for recognition. Now we turn to the two documents that carry your story across the threshold, your resume and your cover letter. For many mature newcomers, these pages can feel like an interrogation. They can seem designed to expose the very years we worry employers will reject. It doesn't have to be that way. When shaped with intention, your resume and cover letter become quiet champions, papers that do not lie about your age but refuse to let it eclipse your value. In this chapter, we will treat your resume and cover letter not as historical records but as strategic marketing tools. You will learn to choose a format that leads with strength, to edit out the accidental age clues that broadcast decades of work without context, and to craft a cover letter that transforms the overqualified label into a compelling argument for hiring wisdom. You will also see real makeovers, before and after, so you can witness how small shifts in language and structure unlock enormous shifts in perception. Let's write documents that make an Ontario employer lean forward, not lean back. Section 6.1: The Ontario Resume, Choosing the Right Format for Your Story. The resume format you choose is the architecture of your first impression. In Ontario, hiring managers and the software that filters applications, Applicant Tracking Systems, ATS, expect a clean, scannable layout that instantly signals relevance. The format is not just about aesthetics, it is about controlling which parts of your story the reader sees first. There are 3 classic resume structures, but for the mature professional, one almost always serves best. Chronological resume, the timeline. This format lists your job history in reverse order, with dates and titles leading the narrative. It is the traditional format, and it works beautifully when your most recent role is closely aligned with your target job. However, for someone with 30 or 40 years of experience, a strict chronology immediately telegraphs your age and can bury your freshest skills beneath a mountain of early career positions that no longer matter. Functional resume, the skills portrait. This style groups achievements under skill headings, like leadership, project management, or client relations, and often omits dates or pushes employment history into a brief list at the bottom. While it can mask age, many Ontario recruiters and ATS software view functional resumes with suspicion. They suspect the candidate is hiding something, and the lack of a clear timeline often frustrates hiring managers who want to see career progression. Combination, hybrid, resume, the strategic narrative. This is your powerful middle path. A combination resume opens with a strong professional profile or summary section that paints a vivid picture of who you are today. It is immediately followed by a key skills and achievements section that groups compelling bullet points under relevant competency areas, pulled carefully from the last 10 to 15 years. Below that, you include a concise professional experience section with your recent roles in reverse chronological order, showing about 10 to 15 years of dates. Earlier experience can be condensed into a short previous professional experience note without dates, or simply omitted if it adds nothing to your current target. Figure, with light background and high contrast, create image in landscape orientation best describe and represents the flowing. Make sure it is accurate and there is no repetition. Extra detailed AI-ready prompt for AI-generated diagram showing the 3 resume formats side by side, a simple timeline labeled chronological, emphasizes dates and gaps, a clustered set of skills blocks labeled functional, hides timeline, may raise red flags, and a hybrid featuring a strong summary at the top, an achievements grid in the middle, and a short dated experience list at the bottom labeled combination. Hybrid leads with value, retains trust. The diagram uses muted professional colors, clear arrows, and a highlighted recommendation badge on the hybrid format. This hybrid approach does 2 things beautifully. It sells your immediate value before the reader ever calculates your age, and it satisfies the ATS algorithms that look for a clear employment timeline. You are not hiding your experience, you are framing it so that relevance arrives first and longevity becomes a supporting asset, not a flashing number. Practical layout tips for Ontario. Stick to 2 pages maximum. A long career does not require a long document. A crisp, tightly edited resume signals that you respect the reader's time. Use a clean font like Calibri, Arial, or Lato at 10 to 12 points, with clear section headings. Never include a photo, date of birth, marital status, or immigration status. These are not required and can introduce bias. Save the file as a Word document, .docx, and a PDF. The PDF preserves your formatting, the Word file may be required by some ATS software. Section 6.2, Highlighting relevance while downsizing age clues. Your resume can be completely truthful and yet accidentally scream "I'm older than you think" in the first 3 seconds. These age clues are often innocent: graduation dates, extensive early job listings, even an outdated email address. The goal is not to deceive but to remove unnecessary information that invites premature judgment. Here are the most common age cues and how to reframe them. Dates that date you. If your university graduation year falls before 1995, remove it entirely. You still list the degree and institution, but no date. For professional certifications, include only the current expiry or most recent renewal date. When presenting your work history, limit the detail to approximately the last 10 to 15 years. If you held a relevant senior role earlier, you can create a brief previous professional experience section that lists only company name, title, and a powerful one-line accomplishment, no dates. This allows you to claim the prestigious role without pinning it to a timeline. Language that whispers outdated. Phrases like "over 30 years of experience" or "seasoned veteran" can harden into labels. Instead, let the substance of your achievements speak for themselves. For example, rather than writing 30-plus years leading accounting teams, write directed financial operations and audit-ready reporting for multinational organizations across Latin America and Canada. The depth is implied through the caliber of the work. Replace seasoned with extensive expertise in, or simply describe the result. Technology and contact signals. An email address ending in @hotmail.com or at simpatico.ca is a tiny red flag in Ontario's market. Secure a professional Gmail or Outlook address that uses your name. List your LinkedIn profile URL near your contact details, it shows you are digitally engaged. Avoid listing obsolete software like Lotus Notes or Windows 95 unless specifically required for the role. Instead, focus on current tools you are proficient with, even if learned recently. The gradual fade technique. Think of your resume as a spotlight, not a floodlight. The most illuminating light shines on the last 10 to 15 years. Earlier career stages can be summarized in a single line or grouped under a heading like "Additional Professional Background," with a short phrase such as "Early career in mechanical engineering with progressive leadership roles at firm X, details available upon request." This technique respects your full journey while keeping the reader's attention on the version of you that is most hireable right now. Figure, with light background and high contrast, create image in landscape orientation best describe and represents the flowing. Make sure it is accurate and there is no repetition. Extra detailed AI-ready prompt for AI-generated diagram showing a side-by-side comparison of a resume with obvious age clues versus a de-aged version. Left side, a red-flagged resume snippet with graduation year 1982, an @hotmail.com address, a long chronological list starting from 1985, and a phrase, "over 30 years of experience." Right side, the same resume transformed, graduation year removed, modern Gmail address, a 10-year work history with a concise previous experience UN-dated summary, and a headline that reads "Strategic Financial Leader for $1 million plus budgets managed." Red circles and green checkmarks highlight the edits, with a title before and after, de-aging a resume. The image uses clear labels and an encouraging, tutorial feel. Addressing employment gaps. If you have a gap due to migration, caregiving, or job search, do not hide it, but frame it positively. A short line in your profile can reframe a gap as intentional: relocated to Ontario in 2022, completed Canadian workplace integration, pursued credential evaluation, and actively contributed to volunteer financial literacy programs. This shows you were not idle but strategically preparing. Section 6.3, the 4-part age-positive cover letter that opens doors. While the resume is the evidence, the cover letter is the conversation. It is your chance to transform the overqualified assumption into a compelling narrative about stability, judgment, and the rare ability to mentor younger teams. A cover letter that tries to hide age feels defensive, one that subtly harnesses it becomes magnetic. I use a 4-part structure that works reliably for mature newcomers. Part 1, the hook, a specific, human opening. Skip the tired "I am writing to apply for the position of" start with a brief story or observation that connects your maturity to a result the employer values. For example, when I led a finance team through a currency crisis in 2009, I learned that calm forecasting is more valuable than frantic reaction. I bring that same steady, forward-looking discipline to the accounting clerk role at Hillside Community Services. The hook does not mention age, it demonstrates the kind of composure that only comes with time. Part 2, the bridge, direct mapping of skills to job needs. Here you become a translator. Pick 3 requirements from the job posting and link each to a specific, recent accomplishment. Use numbers wherever possible. Your posting emphasizes customer retention. In my last role, I improved client renewal rates by 18% within 1 year by redesigning the onboarding process for long-term accounts. This section proves you've read the ad carefully and that your experience is not just vast but surgically relevant. Part 3, the wisdom dividend, explicitly reframe age as an asset. This is the subtle pivot that many over 60 candidates skip. You don't say "I'm old and therefore wise." Instead, you describe the byproducts of a long career, the ability to mentor without ego, to stay calm under pressure, to see patterns that others miss, and to be fiercely reliable. 1 or 2 sentences are enough. Having navigated multiple economic shifts and restructurings, I've become someone teams lean on for steady direction when uncertainty hits. I look forward to offering that same steadiness to your department. Notice the focus is on what you give, not what you need. Part 4, the call to conversation, confident, not desperate. End with warmth and a clear invitation. Express genuine interest in the company's mission, something specific, and state your availability for a conversation. I would welcome the chance to discuss how my background in logistics can support your expansion into the Waterloo region. I am available for a call or video meeting at your convenience and thank you for considering my application. Figure, with light background and high contrast create image in landscape orientation best describe and represents the flowing make sure it is accurate and there is no repetition. Extra detailed AI-ready prompt for AI-generated diagram showing an annotated cover letter template broken into 4 clear parts with arrows and labels. The letter body is framed in a soft document-style background. Part 1 highlighted in blue, the hook, a short, human story or insight. Part 2 in green, the bridge, 3 bullet points linking your achievements to job requirements. Part 3 in gold, the wisdom dividend, 1 to 2 sentences that show the unique value of experience. Part 4 in purple, the call to conversation, a confident, inviting close. The diagram uses a clean, instructive design with icons beside each part, a light bulb, a bridge symbol, a tree representing growth, and a handshake, dot. A few vital cover letter rules for Ontario. Address the letter to a specific person if possible. Dear hiring manager is acceptable only if you truly cannot find a name. Keep it to 3/4 of a page. Tight writing signals respect and clarity. Never simply repeat your resume. Use the cover letter to tell a story that stitches your achievements into a cohesive argument for your candidacy. Proofread meticulously. A single typo in a cover letter can be interpreted as carelessness, something no amount of experience will excuse. Section 6.4, Before and After Makeovers, Real Resumes Transformed. Seeing theory in practice changes everything. Below are 2 real-world scenarios of resumes from mature newcomers who initially struggled to get interviews. Watch how a strategic shift in format, language, and focus breathes new life into the same core career story. Makeover 1, Maria, 62, accounting manager from Sao Paulo. Before, the chronological leak. Maria S., accounting manager at hotmail.com. Objective: to obtain a challenging accounting position in a growth-oriented company using my 35 years of experience. Education: Bachelor of Accounting, University of Sao Paulo, 1983. Experience: Senior Accountant, ABC Industries, Sao Paulo, 1999 to 2022. Managed full-cycle accounting for manufacturing firm. Prepared monthly financial statements. Supervised 2 junior clerks. Accountant, XYZ Corp., Sao Paulo, 1988 to 1999. Handled payables and receivables. Assisted with annual audits. Continues listing roles from the 1980s and 1990s. After, the hybrid age-positive resume. Maria S. Maria.s at outlook.com linkedin.com/in/Maria's Mississauga, Ontario. Professional profile. Bilingual, Portuguese-English, accounting professional with expertise in full-cycle financial management, Canadian GAAP alignment, and process improvements that saved $120,000 annually. Known for calmly steering finance teams through ERP transitions and regulatory audits. Committed to delivering audit-ready, transparent reporting. Key competencies and recent achievements. Financial reporting and compliance. Directed monthly close processes for a $20 million manufacturer, reducing close time from 12 days to 6. Led successful migration to cloud-based accounting software, training staff on new workflows. Team leadership and mentorship. Supervised and developed a team of 4, with 1 member advancing to senior analyst within 18 months. Recognized for creating a bilingual training manual that cut onboarding time by 30%. Professional experience. Senior Accountant, ABC Industries, Sao Paulo, 2012 to 2022. Detailed bullets focusing on the last 10 years, with quantifiable results. Accounting Lead, XYZ Corp., Sao Paulo, 2006 to 2012. Selected achievements. Previous professional experience. Early accounting roles, 1988 to 2006, with progressive responsibility at XYZ Corp. And a regional public accounting firm. Full details available upon request. Education. Bachelor of Accounting, University of Sao Paulo. What changed? The objective was replaced with a profile that sells current value without mentioning decades. The graduation year vanished. The email became modern. The entire early career is compressed into a single, dignified line. Bullets show results, not just duties, making the application ATS-friendly and evidence-rich. Makeover 2, Mikhail, 65, civil engineer from Kiev. Before, the dense timeline with age flags. Mikhail D. Graduate engineer, Kiev Polytechnic Institute, 1981. Contact, mikhail.d@email.com. Work history. Senior civil engineer, BuildCorp Ukraine, 1992 to 2022. Supervised construction of residential high-rises. Prepared compliance documentation. Long list of older roles. After, the Ontario Ready Hybrid. Mikhail D. P.eng. In progress. Mikhail.d@gmail.com linkedin.com/in/Mikhail-engineer Toronto, Ontario. Professional summary. Civil engineer with extensive experience overseeing the design and construction of multi-unit residential and mixed-use buildings. Skilled in Ontario Building Code familiarization, cross-functional team coordination, and budget optimization. Currently completing the P.eng. Licensure process with PEO. Combines international project leadership with a commitment to safe, on-time, on-budget delivery. Highlights of expertise. Project supervision oversaw construction of 12 high-rise residential towers, the largest totaling 350 units, delivered under budget and ahead of schedule. Compliance and safety maintained zero lost time accidents across 5 years on major sites, developed inspection protocols later adopted company-wide. Team integration mentored 20-plus junior engineers and technicians, many now in senior roles. Professional experience. Senior Civil Engineer, BuildCorp Ukraine, 2012 to 2022. Achievements with metrics. Civil Engineer, Kiev Metro Build, 2006 to 2012. Relevant project highlights. Previous professional experience. Foundational engineering roles, 1991 to 2006, spanning infrastructure and residential projects. Details available upon request. Education. Civil Engineering degree, Kiev Polytechnic Institute. Certifications and professional development. P.ENG. Candidate, Professional Engineers Ontario, expected 2024. Ontario Building Code, Certificate of Completion, 2023. What changed? The P.ENG. Status is acknowledged openly, transforming a potential gap into a proactive story. The profile immediately links international experience to Canadian priorities, code, safety. Age-heavy early roles are again summarized cleanly. Mikhail now appears as a candidate in motion, not a career that already ended. Figure, with light background and high contrast, create image in landscape orientation, best describe and represents the flowing, make sure it is accurate and there is no repetition. Extra detailed AI ready prompt for AI generated diagram showing the transformation of two resumes, on the left, the before resumes of Maria and Mikhail with outdated formats, age clues circled, on the right, the after versions with hybrid formatting, modern contact details, and achievement-focused bullets. Arrows connect specific changes, removal of graduation dates, compression of early career, addition of a pro summary, and a clear visual upgrade. The background includes a subtle Ontario map outline, and the title reads Resume Transformations, from Age Exposed to Age Positive. The layout is clean and instructional with before and after labels clearly placed. These makeovers reveal a universal truth: your value does not change, but the container you pour it into determines whether it spills or shines. Your resume and cover letter are more than documents, they are your professional emissaries, arriving in an employer's inbox before you ever shake a hand. When you choose a hybrid format that leads with today's strengths, strip away innocent but damaging date clues, and craft a cover letter that frames experience as a wisdom dividend, you stop being a mature applicant and become simply a strong candidate who happens to carry a deep history. The next chapter will take this same strategic approach into the interview room, where you will learn to address difficult questions with calm confidence and turn perceived age into undeniable advantage. Figure Mind Map. Extra detailed AI ready prompt for a mind map titled Age Proof Resume and Cover Letter Mind Map. The central node reads Age Proof Application Documents. Branching out from the center are four main topics. 1. Resume format choice with sub-branches, hybrid combination, recommended, chronological versus functional, Ontario ATS and page limits. 2. Delaging strategies with sub-branches, remove graduation dates, limit work history to 10 to 15 years, compress early career, modernize tech email, gap reframing. 3. Four-part cover letter with sub-branches, hook, human story, bridge, job matching, wisdom dividend, asset framing, call to conversation, confident close. 4. Real makeovers with sub-branches, Maria's before and after, Mikhail's before and after, key changes visualized. The mind map uses a warm, encouraging color palette with clear hierarchy, icons, and enough white space to remain legible in a book format.